this next segment of month of videos that I'm probably going to do, that I've started, is just going to be more along the line of stuff that I just feel needs to get out there. There's a dozen or so things, artists, albums that I feel like I need to put out there too in some degree, that I just feel like it's getting lost in the shuffle. It's out there in the sort of library of, blog spots and people trying to dig into the archives and stuff like that. So in that sense, some of these are not so far deep. They're not, but they're, in my idea, just some quality that needs to have some light on it. So I've already done a bunch of some of them, but like Paul Pena, Dexter Wansel, Harold Budd, Leo Oscar, Don Pullen, Triode, this French jazz sort of fusion group, Toad, which I've done a few singles on these, so I don't know if I'm going to do more than that. But also you got Stuart Copeland, some of the soundtrack, Rumblefish, and so recently I just jumped in to do this sort of group that I just happened to come across 30 years ago called Brown Fellini's. I'm also going to get into a little bit of world music on this one, some acoustic country, pretty old stuff from the 20s up to 60s, and then I'm going to do a little medley of this sort of soft machine medley, which I just went back and did the Canterbury scene, so I did some of Soft Machines. Their first album, I have listened to some of their later albums, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so. I have definitely listened to some of them, but I'm going to focus on some of their later stuff, this 3-album period again. So that's going to be the next month or so of some videos, just me bringing to light some of the ones that I really want to just get out there and just put on the channel and just have it there for people to hear. And then I will have some recommendations probably coming up, because you guys definitely have given me a bunch of recommendations. I've listened to pretty much everything. I just have to put it into a check category of like which 3 or 4 I'm going to jump into. Anyway, let's get into this one. So like I said, I just did Brown Fellini's, sort of this neo-beatnik jazz, Middle Eastern. It's kind of all over the place, but definitely give it a listen if you haven't heard it. Give your ears a little bit of a chance just to hear something different. It's from mid-90s. Anyway, but this one, I'm going to jump into this sort of compilation which came out, which I think had some really interesting stuff on it. But basically, this particular album was called Hugh Masakela, The Chisa Years, a label he put out, and it's basically some of the artists that he was working with at that time from 1965 to 1975. Let's go into the next group that I really dug on this, and that was Baranta, which was sometimes with, one of the a vocalist that they sort of, who is it? Baranta with Miatta, Fahinbulleh. So she's on all the time with Baranta. Everyone has her as a lead vocalist. So she is also, I think, a standout on this. So Baranta, let me give you the musicians. We'll jump into the first one. These are the two main. So in Baranta, I had the musicians. We have George Keister on bass. I love that, George Keister here. Francis Foster on drums and percussion. You got Keister and Foster. I think they went off and went off on their own. Keister and Foster. Emil Walsh on guitar. Jet Arnold on guitar and keyboards. Friday Pozo on percussion. And aforementioned Miatta Fahinbulleh. I did not look that pronunciation. I don't know if I'm stepping all over it on vocals. She's featured on all the tracks. So this is obviously a little bit more group oriented. You got drums, a couple guitars, keyboards, percussion, and vocals. So again, so this is, I want to do a couple tunes. I might do one of the other ones that I haven't heard. But the couple standouts from Baranta were this one called Tepo. Here we go. Like it, nice slow descending. Nice little 2-chord vamp. Keep cutting in. Keep. Again. They don't get you started. Here we go. I was not expecting this. No. Okay, I'm going to pause that for a second just because it was so interesting that the guitar right in the middle just switched, like turned off the distortion, and all of a sudden it was so kind of ham-fisted, but it wasn't that drastic, but it was just so for someone listening to it, you're just like, oh, he just turned off the distortion on his guitar. It's not even like let's do an overdub and just have a clean guitar come in and change. It's like let's just flip it, hit my pedal, go back to clean, and hope it sounds right. Yeah, such a weird, interesting choice. But yeah, the guitar is so on top of the mix, man. It's but I remember listening to this, it's so fun, and then all of a sudden at this guitar, it's like a little bit of the easiest comparison is like Santana or something. Obviously this guy's got his own sound, he's got his own, it sounds different tone, everything like that, distortion, so it's cool. But yeah, I love this. Is so fun. This is like branching into their sort of funk, Afro funk fusion, garage band. Yeah, I'm gonna go back a little bit and we'll continue. Here we go. Why there? Why? fun. Tepo. Yeah, 10 breakdowns, 5 minutes. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it felt like every time they got started, you're just like, you're getting ready for it. So many times I'm just like, oh, they're gonna bring it in again. Yeah, it's not a lot of. There wasn't a lot of. They could have just done 2. They could have let it just vamp out and just gone from the guitar to the vocal and back and just sort of had this really long. But they brought in so many breakdowns, which I love it because it was surprising. It was surprising, and they're just like, don't get started yet. No, we're going to reset. A lot of resets. So I love the reset though. It was so addictive and contagious. I love the little guitar part. Nice little melody. So yeah, I've just started playing. I was playing with one guy, another guitar player, for a while, just kind of building up this sort of core music, and yeah, doing different parts and just doing it. But now we just started. He found some other people, and we're going to start playing with violin, sax, and tin whistle and things like that. And hearing this, I was like, oh my God, this would sound so good if we did. Not going to have any percussion, but if we could sort of just have that sort of basic bare bones, have different instruments coming in, just really, I just love the melodies on this, even the breakdown, you can kind of bring it in and out as you please. But I'm going to really think about, trying to orchestrate this for four pieces. The rhythms, as long as you have the rhythms, yeah, it's great to have the percussion. Obviously, that's like a huge part of us, having that, just that momentum. But, we always can sort of, have that feel of having that sort of momentum, building that momentum without percussion and drums, is doable. You can have that. The audience has to imagine the sort of feel of it. But yeah, I'm going to have to notch this one down as a potential, write down these melodies and sort of, because yeah, chords, yeah, it's pretty easy, just getting that, as long as you can get those rhythms down, get those little melodies, different harmonies and stuff. Anyway, I'm happy. Yeah, I got one more to put on the old log fire, throw another log on the fire. Anyway, Baranta, yeah. So if you liked that was interesting, right? It was like just this interesting mix. So this was all between 65 and 75. I don't know which year. I assume this is like at least in the early 70s. This doesn't sound like 60s, but it certainly could be. But yeah, because of the guitar, it definitely has to be early 70s, I would think. Even by the late, 69, I don't think you would have this guy doing this type of guitar yet. I'd have to have heard, I've had to heard something in the early 70s players, that kind of distortion and stuff. I don't know. Who was it? Who was it that he was emulating? Who did he get inspiration from? Was it Santana? Or who other distorted? Anyway, yeah, I can speculate all day here. I'm just trying to figure out when this came out, who was, what they were inspired by. But it's such a cool mix. I love it. I love this sort of rock band style built into this sort of, Zulu melodies and Afrobeat and percussion. Anyway, I don't want to stop this. I'm going to do another one. This is sort of the last, but I'm going to jump into one that I haven't heard again from Baranta, but this is the last one that I know. So we did 3 Zulus. We're going to do 3 Baranta featuring Miatta, Fahinbulleh. And then I feel like I will have done my duty into delving everybody, putting this out there for some really cool other African music if you haven't heard it. So this is Amo Sakesa from Baranta. Here we go. Really good production, obviously, too. Everything sounds really clean and tight. Nice space. They got the panning. The guitar panning was crazy. It was like going all the way around. Love that hi-hat. Again, I got the guitar.
Amo Sakesa, well, Amo Sakesa.
breakdown. Yes, break it down. Oh my, not the whistle. Not the whistle. What happened to the whistle, everybody? Overdid it? Whoa. I forget what they call that. Psychedelic bells. He's searching. Whoa. That's an interesting part. The production seems really forward, seems everyone's known professional. But the guitar, for some reason, he goes from his solo and then he just starts playing the rhythm, but it's got a different tone. So I feel like he's clicking off his pedal and he's getting back into rhythm mode. But they just keep it rolling, It makes me think, like, was this all live? And they just said, hey, you're just going to have to go back to rhythm, but you got to kick off the wah-wah or kick off the effect and get back to the rhythm. And maybe the volume actually was a little bit too high. But it's interesting. They just ran right through it and didn't just say, like, hey, let's... I don't know. If you're doing it live, I guess that's what you got to do. So you just don't hear that too much. So let's go back a little bit. Yeah, I want to go back to that where that happened. See where it cuts off into the rhythm. Yeah, it's just seamless. I like the lyrics on this one. I'm gonna remember that. Yeah, I feel like I gotta go into the group that I'm playing with. We do a lot of diverse music. We'll do world music. We'll do whatever, classic rock. We'll do Emerson, Lake and Palmer. We'll do Cuban song. We'll do whatever. But I haven't really brought in any African stuff, which I have done some stuff before with other groups, but yeah, after hearing this one, I was like, I gotta throw something in there. Not straight up, obviously, it's going to be different instrumentation, but I just feel like it'd be cool to do a real medley of some of this stuff. It's really fun, and it's got a different feel to it. Anyway, Yeah, I love that one. I love the lyrics on that first part in English. Yeah, I feel like it's almost like that. What's that Nina Simone song? I got no hands, ain't got no money, ain't got no love, ain't got no this. I feel like she was doing this. I can see, but I can't do this. I got feet, but I cannot walk. I got yeah. Wondering where that. I feel like that was like a traditional in a sense that came from somewhere, from some very origins. Became something that people just would add in, sprinkle in to a lot of stuff. But yeah, love to see where that came from. Does that originate with some other sort of traditional music of that period? So yeah, that was cool. So that's Baranta with Miatta Fahinbulleh. Yeah, fun. Definitely sounds a little bit more modern. Definitely incorporated with a lot of like American instrumentation and stuff like that. The guitar, obviously, I had thrown in a bunch of different more modern effects and stuff like that. So, but again, yeah, it doesn't feel like they're going outside of the bounds. It still feels very good, original of the time, and a good interesting musically. Isn't too strange a combination. So yeah, I think just to round this out, we'll just do one more because I want to do one that I haven't heard as much or haven't heard at all. These I've heard a few times, listened to them sporadically, but they have one more that I don't have as much. And actually, no, they have actually three more. So Baranta has like 5 songs on this compilation. So there are 3 more that I've probably heard just one time, like 30 years ago. So I'm going to do one of those just to round this out with 3 each and have one that I haven't really heard too much. So there's 3 of them. I don't know which one I'm going to do. There's one called Witch Doctor, one called A Chica Laka Laka, and one called Avuomo. Okay, I think I'm going to do this longer one. I just listened to like 2 seconds of each song, kind of beginning, middle, and end. And I want to. It sounds a little bit different than the other 2 we've just listened to. So I think we're going to do this one, Witch Doctor, which is a little longer and I think has a pretty good feel to it. So let's do this. A little bit more reggae. Got the rattlesnake shake.
stone, I presume. Witch doctor, go down, Stanley. Witch doctor, living stone, I presume. Witch doctor, go down, Stanley. Go down. Oh, hey, 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 go down. Go down. Oh, Miss Witch doctor. Witch
I will say that was probably twice as long as the other songs, and that one went just as fast as the other ones did. That was like 6.5 minutes. That one went so fast. Crazy. Again, so yeah, I just want to reiterate the people playing on that. So that was George Keister on bass, Francis Fuster on drums and percussion, Emil Walsh on guitar. I assume that was the guy doing the solo. Jet Arnold is also on guitar and keyboards. Friday Pozo on percussion, and Miatta Fahinbulleh on vocals. Yeah, I love her voice. She sounds really good. Yeah. So yeah, really tight band. Interesting songs. That one's obviously kind of like straight ahead, kind of reggae. It's not much. It feels like a lot of, feels like reggae. It doesn't feel like it feels any different than reggae that was coming out at that time, I guess, in the 70s. But their other tunes, yeah, just smoking, addictive, so fun. Yeah, so man, I feel like I'm gonna have to do a second part, go into some more some Afrobeat and stuff like that. Some of the obviously a lot of the compilations have a lot of cool music. A lot of the groups didn't have these full albums, long discographies of stuff like that. So a lot of the really cool stuff, you're going to find on compilations here and there. But there's so much fun stuff, whichever country it is in Africa, Nigeria or the Soweto or the Zulu melodies. It's just, yeah, so much different variety. So cool. Yeah, and I guess I just wanted to, make sure you guys had. So that's the Zulus and Baranta. So yeah, that's going to round out this sort of jump into, again, this was called Hugh Masakela Presents the Chisi Years, 1965 to 1975. Sure, you can find it around. It's on YouTube, but you can probably find it in different formats if you want to listen. There's some different groups on there than these two groups. There's probably like 4 or 5 groups total. It's a great compilation, to just get started with some different sounds. And the groups sound completely different from each other, so it's cool. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to run out. I'm going to jump into next. I'm going to get into some Soft Machine, the period from, I believe let's say first some of the recommendations that you guys have been giving me, that I'm probably going to jump into on the next couple videos. You guys giving me some recommendations. It's from Obiesa, another actually African group, their album Woyaya, I believe. And then also I think I had someone recommended some Daedalus and some Solution and some Gotik. And so there's a few of those, yeah. Also, I think, yeah, Gary recommended The Fields of Athenry. I don't remember if he said a group to listen to, but I think I tried to listen to one of the original guys. I don't remember his name. That did a recording of that. One of the more popular original first few guys that did The Fields of Athenry. So yeah, those are some of the recommendations that I've been getting here and there. But yeah, and then also upcoming, as part of this sort of group of tunes, I'm also going to jump into a Soft Machine medley of albums, so that period. So I'm going to be doing some stuff off 7 bundles and softs. I'm going to be doing that in sort of one video, just grabbing a few songs from that period of Soft Machine, and then I'm going to jump into a sort of more acoustic country, but going a little bit older, going into some really old country blues. And actually there's an Australian folk singer, probably one of the most popular of their country in the history, sort of country folk. And then a really more like a sort of really obscure country guy that was also became a great painter of sort of Western culture, and painter and sculptor, but did a album of some really cool country, sort of cowboy country songs and spoken word stuff. So I'm going to put that out as sort of a all encompassing sort of acoustic folk video. Anyway, so yeah, some stuff coming up in that. And again, so I appreciate you coming for this ultimately. And I hope you enjoyed it. Trying to keep things even here as far as the styles of music that I'm, putting out there. I'm not trying to be like a jukebox and just playing the greatest hits of this and that, it's kind of boring. So, but you guys give me some cool stuff, so I'm trying to give some cool stuff back. And, it's all just enlighten each other. It's a team effort, right, folks? So again, hope you have a great day, great holiday coming up. Hopefully it'd be great for this new season to hear some new music and be inspired and, sort of, pass that around. So kind of using that as a gift here and there, out to everybody to have let's treat each other well online and offline and try to get on the good foot, as they would say, as James Brown would say. Let's get on the good foot, people, okay? Not even the new year yet, but it's still time to be, turn things around here. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.